Hey everyone, this is Spencer Bonin, your emotion and body code practitioner, and Balwinder Marwaha, your transformational leadership coach, once again with another episode of Unlocking You 2.0. And today, this week, we're talking about having better conversations and how to kind of actually do that. And today's topic is all about asking really, really good questions. And sometimes we think, well, maybe there's blocks or maybe there isn't, but I think there's a big portion of this is just really knowing, what some of those questions are. Now, Bally, like what's your take? What's going on the conscious side here?
Absolutely. It's super easy, and it's very easy for someone to tell whether you're interested or whether you care, or whether you're really focused on them. And the way that is by the questions you ask. So if I ask you, I'm seeing you at the end of the day today, and I ask you, hey, how was your day yesterday? Well, it doesn't really make sense. It's, like yesterday was yesterday. Like, you didn't ask how my day was today, right? Like, you wouldn't ask that question. It just doesn't make sense, right? Um, so you want to ask questions that are going to not only start a conversation with that person, but that are meaningful to them. And so you can ask as simple as, "Hey, how was your day today?" Or maybe your significant other is working on a big project at work, or there's something that they've been working on for a while. You can ask them, "Hey, remember you talking about that project? How is your project going?" Or, "Oh, I overheard you on the phone talking about this project. How is it going?" Or, I remember last time you mentioned someone at work was really sick. Are they better now? And when you start asking questions that relate to them, that are important factors in their life, that conversation will really start. But
Mhm.
then also know what their interests are. Like, if my wife is not interested in horror movies, for example, and I start talking to her and having a conversation about horror movies. Hey, did you see that trailer for that Halloween movie that's coming out? What did you think of it? Like, well, she's not going to think anything of it because she doesn't care,
Yeah.
really. She's not interested, right? So, however, let's say she's into romantic comedies, and I ask her about that, and so now she's ready to have a conversation because it means something to her. you know so find out what's meaningful to whoever you're having the conversation with, wherever you are in your life. Whether you're a salesperson somewhere, whether it's with a significant other, whether it's with your kids. Your kids, there's things they love. You ask them a question about something they love, they will talk your ear off. And why? Because you
Yeah.
asked the right question, right? So
That's right.
really find out what is meaningful to that person, and then base your questions around that. Don't ask the question, "Hey, how was your day yesterday?" Because, unless you haven't seen the person since yesterday, or maybe they had something big going on, but it just doesn't make sense, right? You want to know, "Hey, how was your day today?" Or, "How are you doing right now?"
Mm.
Um, so make sure you're asking the right question that pertains to them, that allows you to connect with them. And it's a question that they want to answer. Because if it's a question they don't want to answer, you're not going to have a good conversation. So
Definitely.
with that, Spencer, um, what happens when you don't have a question? Uh, what about it?
Absolutely. So I mean, like, because with that, really, because kind of like exactly what we said, right? Like at the beginning, I don't know if it's more, a good portion of this is very much conscious side where it's like, hey, what questions do I need to ask? Um,
Mhm.
but if you're someone that seems that, that you feel like you never know what the question is, or you have a hard time asking questions to other people, I think
Yeah.
a really good spot to start and something that you need to consider is asking really good questions to yourself first, is to find out what's going on in
Absolutely.
here. And that's exactly what we do with this energetic healing and emotion and body code. We can ask questions like, is there anything that's preventing me from connecting with this person or being open with this person or people in general? And there's a couple of really specific examples that I think is going to relate to a lot of people, right? So you can get very, very specific with this. You can ask, maybe you have a spouse and you used to get, connect on a really, really good level, but now things have been longer. You don't necessarily do that anymore, or you feel like you don't have that connection. and maybe you struggle with it. So maybe you can ask that same question and be like, well, is there anything preventing me from connecting with my spouse? And maybe because we've talked about this previously on different episodes where maybe you've developed some sort of like resentment or anger or some sort of trapped emotion or energy towards that person. So there could be something that's hindering that connection right off the bat, and there might be something that's general otherwise that kind of relates to everyone else around. But so that's one. You can also, and you can get even more specific. Maybe you have a teenager at home that's growing up, and maybe they're going through those challenging adolescent years, or the older they get, for a while there, I'm sure it gets pretty rocky from what I've heard, and and down the road when they become an adult, maybe it gets better, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But it's one of those things where, are there any imbalances that are preventing me from connecting with them? Because they have their own lives. They just, it's just a matter of exactly what you said, coming to them with the right questions, coming in the right way. But maybe you're giving off an offensive energy that is kind of throwing them off, pushing their buttons, stuff like that, right? So that's a really, really big thing that can happen. And even with your boss at work, let's just say you're going to work and maybe you're scared to connect with your boss. Maybe you feel like, we can't have a boss employee or whatever connection. We can't be friends in any way. Like maybe there's some sort of interesting imbalances in there that just prevent you from being able to energetically connect with that person. So there could be a lot of things going on there. So it's really about asking the right questions to yourself first, and then figuring out some of the stuff energetically, and then clearing the pathway, and then we can start asking the right questions to other people. We can clear that baggage first, and then get right into it afterwards. So I hope that makes sense. If this sounds like if you feel like you have a hard time connecting with other people, or if maybe you feel like you have a little bit of a challenging situation with the kids, the spouse, the boss, whatever, connect with me, connect with us, and let's take a look at that and see what we can do. I'm happy to do a complimentary session for you, an intro session, and I know Bally's 100% willing and game to help you with a coaching session to maybe find out some of the right questions. With that, is there anything else that you'd like to add in there, Bally?
No, you know what? That was awesome, Spencer. And I guess the one thing I do want to say is that, look, life happens. And as life happens, as we go through this journey of life, things change within us. We carry these negative emotions. And so maybe at one point, like Spencer said, you did really connect with a person. And now that connection's not there. Well, life happened. And as life happens, you will change. But at the same time, I want to say everything you do every day changes, it impacts your life going forward. So something you can do today, join us tonight. We have an awesome webinar happening tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. This webinar will really tell you about the biggest problems and challenges we face in our personal lives, how you can overcome them. And this is what we really want, is for you to be able to overcome the challenges you're facing in your life, and really be the best version of yourself. Enjoy life, wake up every day excited and pumped, and just ready to take on the world, and give back to the world, because that's what Spencer and I are doing. And this is what our careers are all about now, is that we give back to the world. We help people become the best version of themselves. We help them remove emotional baggage. We help them really know what it is they're looking for in life. And if that's something you want to do, check out our website, www.leadyourideallife.com. There you'll find a couple of short videos you can watch to give you an idea of what it is we're doing, how we connect the subconscious and the conscious together, and really make a difference in people's lives. And the best part is Spencer and I get paid to do this, and we sit at home doing this. So if you want to help people, not, step one is, if you want to change your life and become the best version of yourself, then we can help you do that. And then if you want to help people do the same thing, then we have an opportunity for you to have a career and get paid very, very well to help change the lives of others. And it's that simple. So connect with us, because we're here to help you. This is what we love doing, and we will make sure you get looked after. With that said, that's all I've got. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again tomorrow with another episode of Unlocking You 2.0.
Totally. See you guys.